So let's go to the next page. Yaakov met his wife Rachel at the well. And so Rabbi Elazar added, Yaakov met his wife Rachel at the well. Why not Leah? Why didn't he meet Leah? After all, she was destined to bear all those tribes. Rather, the Holy One did not want Yaakov to join with Leah in a revealed way. As the verse says later, in the morning, behold, it was Leah. It had to come as a surprise. He had to be fooled in a sense. It was all set up, not just by Lavan, but by God. And we'll see here, at least on this point I will build, that the Torah is talking about two women, but for us, it's two aspects of our own mates. And perhaps, even from a woman's point of view, the two aspects of her mate. The higher aspect and the lower aspect. We have to meet each other down here first. Let's go on. Top line, last word. It was completely hidden up till that moment. In addition, it was important that Yaakov's eye and heart be drawn to Rachel's beauty, the physical being of Rachel, of Rachel. In this way, she became embedded in his consciousness. Then it was through her, through Rachel, that he later married Leah, who raised up all those tribes. This is very interesting, and that's what the Zohar is going to develop on right now. For the moment, jump to the end of the third page. In other words, there's a second page here. It's, in other words, 2a. And one of my favorite mitzvot is in the Sefer HaChinuch. The way he describes it is very beautiful. Because what the Zohar just said was that she became embedded in his consciousness. So what the Chinuch says is very beautiful and very, I think a really great way that a man should certainly understand how incredible it is to come into relationship with his wife. So he starts off by saying, I didn't translate, I didn't have time. Let me do it now with you. Please try and follow if you know a little bit of Hebrew, and even if you don't. Shnitztavinu sheyismach, sheyisameach, or sheyismach hachatani mishto, sheyismach hachatani mishto shanachad. The commandment is that a man should rejoice with his wife for a year. Kilomar, what does this mean? This means to say, on a practical level, you shouldn't leave the city, not to go to war, and not for business, to be without her for long periods of time. He has to be with her. She's the center of his life now. So the mitzvah is to rejoice together and to become familiar with each other. And he's going to say it in a moment. Ela yeshev ima, rather to dwell with her, shana shlema, a complete year, miyom nisuim, from the day of the marriage. And it said concerning this, naki yelebeto, he shall be completely clean, meaning to say non-obligated to anything else, but only to his wife. Shana achat, for 1 year. V'simachet ishto, and he shall make his wife happy, whom he has taken as a wife. The mitzvah on the man to marry. But how to look at marriage? And what's this year about? So this is a very big tikkun for a lot of men. In our generation, in Western civilization, with all the pictures that are available to men, with all the images that are available, I highly recommend this next paragraph. That we as Jews, as Israel, that we should be, what does it mean to be a holy people? What does it mean to really embody Shekhinah consciousness? And we'll go back to the Zohar in a moment. So let's try this, okay? Next paragraph. Mishorshei mitzvah, the roots of this commandment. Ki ha'el baruch hu ala b'machshava lefanav lebarot ha'olam. It arose in the thought of God to create a world, to create the world. V'chepso she'yityashev bebriot tovot. He wanted to be inhabited by beautiful people, by beautiful creatures. hanoldot mizacha v'nikaba, born of man and woman, born of male and female, sheyizdavugu behechsher, who would come together and bond in a kosher way. Let's say in a way that would be befitting for the human species, with honor and dignity and awesome respect for the other. Ki aznut to'evahi hu lefanav, because lewdness or pure physicality for the sake of the physical is considered a lowly thing. He wants us to come up the ladder, even though we're grounded down here. And there's nothing in Judaism, in my opinion, from what I've seen, that denigrates the physical. Even the Ramban said that Maimonides, was influenced by Aristotle to look at the body as something that was not beautiful and holy. And that the relationship between a man and a wife, he said he was influenced by Aristotle to look upon the body as something to be denigrated, whereas the Ramban writes that the most beautiful is the most holy. But it's how we interact with it, how we elevate. Second line, the last three words, Al ken gazar aleinu, therefore he decreed upon us, ha'am asher bachar, the people whom he has chosen to be the elevators of humanity. We should only be worthy. Liot nikral shemo, he chose us to be called by his name. Sheneshev, so, and because of that, he commanded us, Sheneshev im ha'isha hamiyuchedet lanu, that we dwell with the woman who is unique for us, who is exclusively for us. Lahakim zera shana shlema, to have children, but to be together for a year, completely without any outside responsibilities. That is to say, that would take the man away. Me'et shenasa otah, from the time they married. Kedei, why? This is where he comes into his I would say, the psychological dimension, or at least brushes on it. Kedei lahargil hateva ima, that he should become accustomed, or that it should become natural to him to be with her. Ulhadbik haratzon etzla, and to bind his desire to her alone. V'lachnis tziura, and to bring in and incorporate, to internalize and to integrate her image, v'chol pa'ala, in all that she does, and the way she does things, and the way she moves, and the way that only a woman can move, belev, in his heart. That he should internalize that. Ad sheyavo etzel hateva kol maaseh isha acheret v'chol inyaneha derech zerut, to the extent that the ways of another woman will forever be to him strange, not familiar, not his way. This allowed me, in my years of teaching and in my years of relationships with many people, to have appropriate intimacy with many people. And appropriate is the word. Because it's for us to truly reach out to everybody, irrespective of who they are, and to love each and every human being, Jew and non-Jew, female and male, feminine and masculine, animals. Okay, but obviously there's a hierarchy, and humans are higher. But it includes every creature, the plant life, the earth itself. But our focus here is on the human, and how we look upon each other as awesome embodiments of godliness. And the ability to love other people, and the way to get to that is by no longer seeing anybody as a threat. And the educational system that can produce such a way of relating is yet to be seen, or yet to be really perfected. But it has to happen. Is that most of us, I think, I don't want to speak for you, but we'll put it out and talk about it, is that